President Biden made history today by saying one single word, risking future diplomatic relations with one of our key allies. Kelly O'Donnell joins us from the White House. Kelly, this goes back 100 years.
And, Jose, this issue is both deeply emotional and diplomatically complicated. Today, President Biden took a step that previous presidents did not by formally labeling the 1915 massacre and deportation of 1.5 million Armenians a genocide. That enraged the modern government of Turkey, risking the U.S. relationship with a NATO ally in the Middle East. President Biden writing the word genocide is not to cast blame, but to ensure what happened is never repeated. But Turkey fired back that he has neither the legal nor moral authority to make judgments on historical matters. The White House says the president plans to meet in person with Turkey's President Erdogan in June. Jose?
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.